Hey there and welcome. So, you're a startup founder, and you've got that big dream of explosive growth, right? Well, the path to get there, it can feel like a total minefield. Today, we're going to lay out a structured roadmap that's designed to pull you out of the chaos and get you on the path to real sustainable success.
So let's just start with a really important question. What's the number one reason, the single fatal mistake that absolutely kills most startups? It's usually not a bad idea, and it's not even a lack of funding. It's something way more subtle, and it's something that often feels like the right move at the time, scaling way, way too early.
I mean, look at this. This slide really shows the two different worlds a startup can live in. On one side, you have life without a roadmap. It's just chaos, right? You're running random experiments, you're chasing the wrong metrics, it's a mess. But with a roadmap, you get clarity. Everything you do has a purpose, you're focused, and you only scale when you know the foundation is rock solid.
So, what is this roadmap we keep talking about? It's a proven four-stage framework built on the whole lean startup idea. It's really simple when you break it down. First, you find a real problem. Then, you build a product people actually love. After that, you prove the business can actually make money. And only then do you hit the gas and scale. Let's dig into each one.
Okay, stage one. It's all about something called problem-solution fit. Before you write a single line of production code, the most fundamental question you have to answer is this. Is there a painful problem that actually exists out there, and does my idea even begin to solve it for a specific group of people? This is the absolute bedrock of your entire company. Get this wrong, and nothing else matters.
Now, here's what's so powerful about this. How do we measure progress? It's not about your gut feeling or how excited you are. It is all about hard data. You see this here? You need to do at least 10 customer interviews. And you need to see that more than 70% of them agree that yes, this problem is real and it's painful. This isn't just a suggestion. It's a hard gate you have to pass to move on.
All right, so you've proven the problem is real. We're moving on to the one everybody talks about. Stage 2, product market fit. The goal here totally shifts. It's not about a hypothetical solution anymore. It's about proving that your MVP, your minimum viable product, that first basic version, is something your customers truly value, and here's the key part, that they keep coming back to use.
And again, we let the data do the talking. Look, getting 100 users to sign up, that's one thing. But the metric that really matters on this slide is weekly retention. If 40% or more of your users are not coming back every single week, you do not have product market fit. You have what we call a leaky bucket. You also need a decent Net Promoter Score, or NPS, to show that people would actually recommend your product to their friends. So, customers love your product. They're sticking around. That's fantastic. But can you build a real business around it? Stage 3 is all about validating your business model. This is where we stop thinking like we're just working on a cool project and start thinking like a sustainable, profitable company. The metric you see here, the LTV to CAC ratio, this is the absolute engine of your business. It means your customer's lifetime value, all the money they'll ever pay you, has to be at least 3 times bigger than your customer acquisition cost, which is what you paid to get them in the door. If it isn't, you're on a collision course with bankruptcy. This stage is all about proving the math works before you pour a bunch of fuel on it. And that, of course, leads us to the final stage, scaling. This is the part everyone dreams about. But you only earn the right to be here after you've nailed the first 3 stages. Scaling is all about taking a model you've proven is repeatable and profitable and just hitting the accelerator hard. And at this stage, the numbers just get bigger. We're looking for sustained growth of 20% or more month after month. You're on your way to big milestones like $1 million in annual recurring revenue. And notice that LTV to CAC ratio? We're not just happy with 3x anymore. We need to optimize it to 5x or even more. This is all about building an efficient growth machine. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? 4 stages, clear metrics, awesome. But in the real world, how do you actually manage all of this? How do you avoid getting totally lost in 100 different spreadsheets and know with confidence where you are and what you should be focused on right now? Well, the answer is turning this entire framework into a living, breathing dashboard for your startup. And this is exactly where a tool like FounderScope comes in. It's literally designed to give you and your whole team a single, clear, at-a-glance view of your current stage, so you always know the most important thing to focus on next. It's about bringing absolute clarity to the chaos. And it's not just some high-level overview. With a tool like this, you get a detailed checklist for every single one of those criteria in every stage. As you validate your assumptions and hit those metric targets, you just mark them as completed. What that does is give you a clear, data-backed green light that tells you, yes, you are ready to advance. It just completely removes the guesswork.
Now let's talk for a second about the cost of getting this wrong. Because honestly, understanding the pain reinforces exactly why this structured approach is so absolutely critical.
And here it is again, the single most common, most fatal mistake. You have an idea, you're still deep in stage 1, but you get all excited and you start spending tens of thousands of dollars on marketing. You know what you're doing? You're just lighting cash on fire to attract people to a solution for a problem you haven't even proven actually exists.
I absolutely love this analogy because it is just so painfully true. If your retention numbers back in stage 2 are low, spending money on marketing is literally just pouring water into a leaky bucket. Sure, you can create a bunch of activity and signups, but the users just drain away. You've wasted all that capital. You have to fix the bucket first.
And this is such a dangerous trap. It feels great to go on social media and announce you just hit 10,000 signups, right? But if only 5% of those people are still around a month later, that big number is a vanity metric. It's hiding a massive fundamental flaw in your product. The roadmap forces you to ignore the vanity and confront the real, actionable numbers.
So, what happens when the data tells you you're wrong? What do? You pivot. And let's be clear, a pivot is not failure. It is not just randomly changing your mind. It's a structured, strategic course correction that's based on what you've learned from your experiments.
And this brings us to probably the most important, non-negotiable rule of the entire roadmap. If you make a major pivot, like say you change your target customer from businesses to consumers, your roadmap resets. You must go all the way back to stage 1. Why? Because a new customer segment has new problems and all your old assumptions are now completely invalid. You have to start over.
Okay, so to wrap all of this up, let's just distill this whole philosophy down into a simple, final checklist that you can use to guide your journey.
Your do's are really all about discipline. You got to be patient, complete each stage, trust the data, not just your gut, track your progress obsessively every single week, and make sure everyone on your team knows exactly what stage you're in and what the goal is. And please, remember, a pivot isn't a failure. It's just a very expensive lesson learned.
And the don'ts, well, these are the warnings. Don't rush. Don't skip criteria just because you feel like you've seen enough. Don't get tunnel vision on one shiny metric while ignoring all the others. And most importantly, do not build your dream on a weak, unvalidated foundation, because it will absolutely crumble.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a really hard, honest look at your startup. Is your progress guided by a clear, data-driven roadmap? Or are you just on a random walk, kind of hoping to stumble into success? The choice really is yours. Thanks so much for watching.